for joining us at this hour. The time is 3:59 p.m. East African time, and you're just in time for trending news right here on Lookuptv. I am Nelima, and do stay with me for the next few minutes as I bring you up to speed stories that are making headlines, and of course from the national examinations which has entered day 2, as well as all the politics regarding to the Azimio mass action that is meant to start tomorrow, as well as the IEBC commissioners hearing that is in the parliamentary buildings. The hashtag is trending news, and let's begin. President William Ruto and his deputy Rigathi Gachagua on Tuesday presided over the handing over and the opening examination materials in different centers across Nairobi. The duo commended the high-level discipline, wishing the candidates the very best as they sit for the national examinations.
Inahusikana na mambo haya ya elimu, tumekubaliana na wao ya kwamba kila mwanafunzi bila ya kusumbuliwa, bila ya mambo ya vurugu katika sehemu zote za Kenya, kila mwanafunzi apatiwe nafasi ya kufanya mtihani katika mazingira tulivu na mazingira yenye iko na amani. Na ndio sababu tumemobilize askari wengi kuhakikisha kwamba mambo ya mitihani inaendelea vizuri katika centers zetu zote. And I want to say for the record that this examination, we are going to be having examinations in all the centers for our 3 million plus students across the Republic of Kenya.
I want to thank the teachers who have prepared these learners for the good job that you have done. And I want to say once again that the teaching profession is a calling. Nobody can compensate you adequately for what you do. It's a sacrifice. And that is why we are calling for respect for our teachers, because what they do is a calling. It's such a huge sacrifice.
And of course, stand by for more updates on the national examinations that will be coming to you in our broadcast in our subsequent bulletins at 6:30 and 8 p.m. Moving on, the hearing of the 4 embattled IEBC commissioners has continued for the 4th and final day. Appearing before the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee, the 3 commissioners have stated that they are not able to defend themselves, stating they have not been issued with the required documentation. Right, and of course, those are live pictures right there where the Justice and Committee in Parliament, of course, is undertaking the hearing that is ongoing. And today marks the 4th day. Our reporter, Shadrach Kareria, is on the ground. And of course, he'll be giving us the details of how the hearing went down on its 4th and final day. Moving on, the Kenya Kwanza leaders in Embu County have condemned the calls by Azimio leader Raila Odinga for a mass action, saying this will destabilize the Kenyan ailing economy. Speaking in Embu, the leaders observed that President William Ruto has so far shown the will to work with all people irrespective of the political divide. They have, however, urged Kenyans to dismiss the call for mass action and concentrate on building the nation.
Parliament. We were sworn in to defend the Constitution of Kenya, and in that case to ensure we have a stable nation. We respect Honorable Raila Odinga to the greater extent because he's a statesman. He's respected in the Republic of Kenya and in Africa. But the actions which he's trying to take from this week of encouraging the mass action demonstrations in different parts of this country, we condemn such cause, such actions with the strongest terms possible. And we are asking the Honorable Raila Odinga, Kenyans have serious thing to do. We are facing an economy which we have to build. We can only build this economy if you are fully engaged from day 1 to the last day.
Wakati Ruto alituita State House kama parliamentary group ya Kenya Kwanza, alituambia tukichagua wale watu wanaenda East African Assembly, Legislative Assembly, tufikirie wale viongozi wengine ambao hawakuweza kushinda katika hii uchaguzi uliopita, na specifically akasema tuwafikirie Raila pamoja na Kalonzo, kwa sababu watoto wa hawa viongozi wawili walikuwa wanawania hiyo viti ya East African Legislative Assembly, na akatuomba tukichagua watu wa Kenya kwanza tumchagulie mtoto wa Raila na mtoto wa Kalonzo. Kwa hivyo kwa njia nyingine Rais Ruto amejumuisha hao viongozi kwa uongozi wake, na hatuoni haja yeyote ya mtu ambaye ako katika serikali kwa njia moja ama ingine, kama vile hawa viongozi wawili wameingizwa kwa serikali kupitia watoto wao kuanza kuvuruga hiyo serikali.
And in the Mount Kenya region, child marriages, drug abuse and non-commitment by parents have been mentioned as some of the major factors leading to poor academic performances in Mbeere North. Efforts to bring back dropouts have borne no fruits, with the area leaders promising to do all it takes to improve the situation in the region.
We are having this meeting so that we can agree from January how we are going to improve the academic performance of Mbeere North, because we want education to be the cash crop of Mbeere North.
The other problem that we are having, and a very serious one, is on the drugs and substance abuse. Our students in secondary schools are seriously abusing drugs. And this one is not only even in secondary, even in primary. And this one also, you know, abusing drugs will lead to, automatically to lead to poor academic performance. Another very serious one, another challenge that we're having is on early marriages and teenage pregnancies. We are having so many of our girls being married, and by so doing they drop out of school. Even some of them are candidates in our exams, and then we find they are not there, they have been married. Our efforts to get the students back to school, even using the office of the local chief and the other, the Minister of Interior, sometimes you're not able to get them to school. Good morning.
And now let's head over to the coast region, where Mijikenda Kaya elders have fervently pleaded with the judiciary to resolve historical land injustices in the coast region in order to protect the elders from being killed. These elders from the Malindi District Cultural Association have requested the Environment and Lands Court expedite the land cases in the area because they were a significant cause of widespread murder of the elderly people who are now living in fear for their lives.
Sisi kama kundi la kijamii tumekuja hapa ili na sisi tuweze kupata nafasi ya kuweza kuangazia maswala ama matatizo ambayo yanatukumba kama jamii ya Wakilifi, hususani ya wazee wetu kuuawa kila siku, ambayo tukichunguza kwa umakini tunaona kwamba ardhi imechangia sana wazee wetu kuuawa.
I'm Dr. Kerubu Abuya. I'm here today with the Madika team, but I'm also representing the Utu Coalition. We are a group of over 35 human rights and civil society organizations that came together last October to respond to the killings of 4 women in Marani who were accused of being witches. We've been working with the families to seek justice, but also to advocate for change within Kisii County and in other places like Kilifi. We know that women, especially in Kisii, old women, widows are being murdered and lynched after being accused of being witches, but we know that the underlying reasons are land. This is also happening in Kilifi, so we've come here to stand in solidarity. This is not our first time here. We continue to stand with the community in Kilifi to say that these are gross injustices and human rights violations. We want to ask the court that's sitting today, the Environmental and Lands Court, to take these land cases very seriously. Amongst us are residents of a rescue center that's being run by MADCA. Many of them have been chased away from their homes because of violence, some of the violence coming from their own children. Some of them have cases in court that are still pending, that have not been resolved. We want to ask this court to make sure that these cases are addressed and that these people who are now displaced, some of them already dispossessed of their land, can get justice and be able to go back to their homes.
And in Kajiado County, Kitengela, border riders are worrying over the national election slated on 5th December 2022, with the leadership wrangles now escalating. This comes days after Border Safety Association National Chairman Kevin Mudabi declared that Kitengela riders have been banned from holding any elections, while Kenya Border Association has come out gun blazing that elections will still be held.
Mimi nilichaguliwa mwaka wa 2018 mwezi wa pili. Baada ya kuchaguliwa mimi nisimama kama chairman, na kulingana na katiba yetu muda wa chairman ulikuwa uishe 2023 mwezi wa pili, tarehe 28. Lakini kwa sababu muda unaendelea kuisha, ndio sababu sisi tumetoa wazo ya watu waingie kwa kinyang'anyiro wawanie hiki kiti cha kuwa chairman wa bodaboda hapa Kitengela ama spokesperson wa bodaboda hapa Kitengela.
Hii sekta ilianza wakati wa former president Mwai Kibaki tu huko nyuma, na hatujawahi kuwa na watu kusimama kama kaunti zote 47 tukasema kwamba tunataka kufanya uchaguzi. Lakini kuna watu wameregister association hapo awali na wakaweza kuwa wanazongesha wakisema wao ndio national chairman. Ningependa tu niulize swali moja, sababu sasa tagu association zile zilianza ni mwaka wa 2016 hadi wa leo hakujawahi kuwa na uchaguzi. Imetengenezewa kwa sheria gani? Sababu Society Act, katiba yote ya Society Act inasema baada ya miaka fulani, baada ya miaka 5, baada ya miaka 3 kuwe na election. Hatujasikia hizo election. So tumeshajua saa hii ya kwamba zile institution ni gari za watu binafsi wenye waliregister wakaweka pale kama directors waweze kuzongesha interest ya tubo zao na ajili ya kusema hao ndio chairman wa bodaboda.
Hakuna uchaguzi wote ambao umekubalika saa hii kufanyika katika hapa Kitengela, kwa maana tulishafanya uchaguzi na kuna viongozi ambao wapo, na hao viongozi lazima wafanye kazi yao wamalize. Tukimaliza ile muda ambayo umewekwa, uchaguzi utaitwa na barua itatoka juu kwa ofisi yangu kuhakikisha kwamba tunataka uchaguzi katika hii Kitengela yetu.
Here on Trending yesterday, but just to bring you up to speed with the stories that we are following up for our subsequent bulletins. Lookup Tarifa, which is at 6:30, and Lookup News at 8 p.m. Of course, top of the story that we are following up is the KCPE and KPSEA that have entered day 2. Remember, these national examinations, they started yesterday, and of course, marred with different issues from exam rigging, which was nabbed in different areas, as well as some schools not being able to sit for the exams. So today we have more updates, and of course the president and the deputy president also being part of the process as they led the process of opening up the exam boxes earlier today. That is a story that we are putting up together. Our reporter Ian Kitana is on that beat and we're giving you details. As well, we'll be looking at the Azimio mass action. And on that development, the Azimio PG that was held today has resolved that the hearing against the IBC4 is not recognized and will be fought hard. And just to quote them, they have said that the mass action has been postponed, the planned national engagement, to after the examinations. So the mass action that was supposed to be held tomorrow, Wednesday, has been pushed until the national examinations are over. So that is a story that we'll also be giving you in details in our later bulletins. And as well, this has been the fourth and final day of the hearing of the 4 IEBC commissioners. Of course, we saw their lawyers just come to the front and defend the 3 IEBC commissioners who were supposed to show up in front of the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee in Parliament. Those are just some of the stories that we're following up for you. Of course, we have a lot on the business front, as well as some sporting action with the World Cup here with us and the African teams. Now, things looking up, finally. And so that is it from us here. I am Nelima. Appreciate you for watching, but do keep it Lookuptv. Have a pleasant afternoon.